Hello everybody and welcome back to Factorio. Let's get right on with it. We've got a lot of work to do to get our factory set up. Now that we've got our little primary base, or I'm sorry, our little elementary base rather, I don't know what to call it, a little starter base. Now we can start working on the main smelter array, which is going to be feeding the main bus. That's the first thing we need to work on because without processed materials we can't really make anything else. So we're starting from the ground up here. And I'm moving up this smelter array by 4 spaces because I didn't leave enough room underneath the last one, so I had to pipe in some raw materials below the smelter array, such as coal, raw stone, and iron ore, that sort of thing, for just a few things, but I need to do it nonetheless. So I need some room down there, room for power poles, room for water or crude oil if need be. It's just I'm trying to be a little bit more conscious about the space between everything this time, because last time there was no space, everything was cramped, and as I have found, it's a common problem that new players have, is not leaving enough space between all their stuff. So I need to set up another miner here on this stone so I can get some of the raw stuff, because I need that to make all the furnaces for the arrays. I'm only going to be starting with 8 for each material though. I'm going for 5 arrays total, 1 for stone bricks, 2 for iron, 1 for copper, and 1 for steel. One of the iron smelters will be feeding the steel smelter. Once I move up to electric furnaces though, I won't be needing the extra iron array. I could probably just fatten it up and then just have the plates go directly into another furnace. But that's kind of hard to set up right now because of the need for coal on the furnaces, so, and I don't plan on doing that for a long time, but that's the deal with that. These things are kind of a pain to set up at first, but once you get the hang of it, they go up pretty quickly. And I'm putting splitters on the inside as well as the outside for, one for the raw ore and 1 for the coal. I think I mentioned it last episode, but I didn't do that in my first Freeplay world, and I ended up having throughput problems with the ore. Just too much stuff being loaded into a single splitter. Here we go, got another smelter array going down. I think that's the 3rd one. Yeah, I just put a pathway through the middle here, which will eventually be the central pathway to my factory once it comes out on the left side of all the arrays. Now I'm going for electronics on research because I need that to get automation 2, and I'm going to need automation 2 for the 2nd tier of assembly machines in order to get green science automated. I'm going to be researching the rest of red science first, though. I did throw down a couple extra labs onto the machines because I noticed that they were producing red science packs faster than the labs were using them, and I have some really long, lengthy red science to research still, and I set up a little copper storage chest there, but I didn't realize that it's going to take copper off the line faster than the copper is put onto the line, so I'm going to have to take that inserter out momentarily once I notice that the line is empty. I'd rather just have the copper build up and grab some off the line every now and again when I'm passing by, as I do periodically have to go down to the starter base to grab circuits, iron gears, and lots of transport belts. I have been getting some biter attacks lately, but I don't know where they're coming from exactly. They seem to be attacking over by the copper mining area, but my turret is taking care of them just fine. I haven't been attacked yet, but it is coming pretty soon, I do believe. Unless I just completely missed it. This is the last smelter array going up. We're cutting into the trees here, so I do need to do some wood chopping to get enough room for the lines. And I really like this array setup, this array design. I got it from a video that Arumba did. And I don't know who made it up, but it works really well. I just like the design of it. I like how the power poles fit perfectly between all of the furnaces. It's just, it pleases my organization brain. So here I'm planning out the length of the smelter arrays. I'm going for 16 furnaces length total, so that's 32 furnaces on every material. And I'm just putting like a western boundary so I know where they end. Grabbing some more stone bricks for the pathway, but I still don't have nearly enough. That's fine though, that's completely fine. Making another run, grabbing some stuff. I did craft myself some heavy armor, which I did get researched last time, just in case, because without armor, you kind of go down pretty fast when the biters get around, surround you. You know what I'm saying? They'll tear you to bits, and that's no good. We got power poles up on all the arrays. We're pretty much good to go. I just need to set up the input lines and the output lines. Here I'm extending the output lines all the way to the end, which will converge near the central pathway into what's going to be the main bus. And the main bus is basically just all of the materials that are needed for everything else. Alright, we got automation 2, it looks like, so now I'm just going on to shotgun shell damage. I've got bullet damage already. I'm just gonna research all of the weapon damage and the weapon shoot bullet speeds, because that's pretty much all we have left. This is the furnace that's going to be outputting into the iron smelter, so I'm reversing the output line and bringing it up into this smelter, which is the steel smelter. And now I need to set up the... I'm not sure exactly what, how to configure this one. I thought I might snake it around just to get it further to the right where it's coming out, but I said forget that. I'll just figure out a way to work with it. I'm just like trying to figure out how my coal line and how the input line for the plates of the ore is going to be. So my input lines are going to come up through this little channel between these two lakes. I might as well throw it on a pathway on the right hand side too, just to make it symmetrical, and because I have plenty of room here. And now I'm going to figure out the bandwidth that I have here for all of the raw materials. And of course I'm going to leave a couple extra spaces between things, and I eventually end up with a 3 and 2 4s, which is fine with me. That'll work just fine. So we got like 2 for stone, or 2 for coal, 1 for stone, 4 for copper, 4 for iron. That sounds good to me. But I definitely won't be using all of that immediately. I'll probably just end up using 1 for copper, 2 for iron at the moment. And once I've got a train station bringing in loads and loads of ore, then I'll use a whole 4 belt wide setup for each material to process, just to have higher throughput, higher availability of ore. And I need to bring the coal in right above this thing, but I can't turn, like I can't make a belt that, oh, and now we're getting attacked, and it said they were attacking my light posts, but I don't see any damage and I don't see any destroyed objects. Nothing's disconnected, so I was a little bit confused here. Just plopped on an extra turret, and I need to make some more ammo. If I wasn't getting attacked, I could get away with not making ammo for a while until I got piercing ammo, which needs military 2, which is green science. But that doesn't seem to be the case. I'm just going to play it smart. Make some more turrets, set some turrets over onto the key areas that they need to be protected. They seem to be coming from the south, or the southwest, which is odd because the only biter nest I see on the map is to the north, and they're not attacking me from up there. I should have put a turret up to the north, but it turns out that I don't need one. So here I'm bringing down the input belts. The one on the left is for the copper, and the 2 on the right is for the iron. I'm not going to hook them up immediately, and I'm not going to disconnect these ones here for the time being, at least until all of the red science is done, and I've got the basis of my factory started. So here's going to be the main bus. The one just above the pathway is going to be iron and copper. I was debating about doing 4 lanes of copper and 4 lanes of iron each, but that seems a bit overkill for a starting base. If it turns out I need that much for like really high production areas, I might end up setting up a second base elsewhere for more specialized production, and I can just bring in all of the materials on trains and stuff, but this basic factory is going to have to serve all of my needs, going through all of the tech, researching all of the science, and making all of the items that I need to build all of the infrastructure. So if I need like super specialized, super optimized throughputs and stuff, I'll figure that out later. For now, the main base will just have to be, I'm just gonna have to learn as I go. This is the 2.0 version of this base anyway. I kind of, already did this before, like I said, on this world. And more red science, more research of things that I don't really need, because I don't have a shotgun yet. I don't really need a shotgun until I get the combat shotgun. I could make a regular shotgun, but I literally only use it for blowing up rocks, and I can just do that with a submachine gun anyway, so I'm not gonna bother. But as I was saying, I've already got kind of like a prototype for this base that I'm building here. I'm already doing a lot better with the pathways. That's something I didn't have last time. No pathways. It's just kind of a mess. So now I'm bringing up the coal line, which needs to feed every single one of these smelter arrays, ending up on the top. And I'm also going to have to bring a line down over to the main bus for a few items. Mostly weaponry. And also plastic. Oh boy, I can't wait to get to oil. That's gonna be a mess. Oil is the most difficult thing for me to organize at this moment. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. For now, I just need to set up the input lines here. I'll bring stone over there. Actually, I need to flip that miner around. And I'll put that stone on the top because I need to have this other miner come around too, and I'll just have that line join right up with that one for simplicity's sake. Now, my first smelter array is active. Got stone bricks going in. I don't have iron or copper going in yet, but that's because I'm kind of being distracted here. Setting up the main bus. The line above the iron and copper is going to be steel and green circuits, because those four are like the main ingredients for almost everything. Sure, you use coal for a few things, bricks are used for a few things, but I'm probably gonna end that line shortly after the beginning. It's really only... Stone bricks are really only useful for pathways, in which case you don't do anything with them except smelt the stone into bricks. You can also make the stone bricks into walls, which I will be doing shortly. In the next episode probably, or maybe the one after. I gotta get the basic foundations of the factory going here, and the smelter is the first thing that needs to be going, and then past that I need to set up green circuits, and I need to set up science, and then the stone bricks will be used for the walls. I think you also build furnaces with them, like electric and steel furnaces, and concrete. That's the last one. That's it. Just floors, walls, and furnaces. That's pretty much it. So now, I don't know why I decided to do this now, but I'm coming out to this peninsula, which is where I'm going to be putting my steam engine arrays permanently, because where they are right now is kind of in the way. They might block part of my base, but this is where I put them last time, and I really like this spot because you can fit them nicely side by side. They fit almost perfectly in this little peninsula, and then you just have the coal line piped up right through the middle. It's pretty handy. It's pretty nice. I like it. Just need to do a lot of tree chopping to get the belt through. And well, I only have 5 steam engines going at the moment, which I'm going to be in need of more energy soon. It's not enough power really to get much more stuff set up. I need more power for more machines. And I'm going to be putting up a lot more machines pretty soon. So I need a little bit more power overhead, but I decide, I'll just leave that started for now. I'll just make some more steam engines and plop 5 more onto this one right here, because it's already set up, and that'll make it faster for me to get started on my green science and all that, because I'm almost out of red science. First thing I need to do is make circuits and get green science going. So I'm kind of arbitrarily pacing a pathway here with, I'm just using like spaces of 4 as a rule of thumb. Well, except on that middle pathway, I only did 2 spaces, I think. Either way, spaces all around. Try to make it symmetrical. Try to make it pretty. But, you know, it's all a work in progress. We'll see how it turns out. So I need some more boilers, more inserters, so I can get 13 boilers total to feed the 10 steam engines that I'm about to have. And man, that radar sounds weird when it's all sped up. It sounds like some old robot guy on an iron lung or something. I don't know. We'll just do that. Double it up. Now we have 5 megawatts of power available. Don't have to do much more. I'm gonna have to route the coal all the way over to that peninsula once I make the shift over there. Which won't be for a little while yet. Now I need to set up some miners on iron. I don't want to alter the ones that are already going. Like I said, I need to keep those going so I have access to more transport belts and things of that nature, whatever I've got being made over there. Mostly gears, circuits, transport belts. Also got some ammo being made. That's a really decent amount of iron, of miners on iron at the moment, I think. 6, 7. Feeding my steel and iron smelters. But I do need to constantly be picking up more iron plates just to build things until I can figure out what the heck to, or how the heck to, I'm still not exactly sure how to lay out my factory the best way possible, where all of the materials need to be next to where they're being used in the most efficient way without shit getting too in the way. But as you can see, we're going out for a little adventure. Kill some biters. Flatten out a couple of spawners. I'll take that guy out because the pollution's just about getting there and I don't want him attacking me. My methodology is to, as soon as my pollution reaches a biter base, they're going to get angry and they're going to start attacking me, but... And also, the pollution being absorbed by their bases increases the biter evolution factor. So does killing their bases, so... I need to kill them eventually anyway, so once the pollution reaches their bases, I go out to kill them. To take them out. So that I'm not constantly having the evolution factor go up just by the pollution being absorbed. And of course, it makes it easier to not be under siege by them all the time. Got the main bus getting set up here. Step by step, we're getting closer to a real factory. After this episode, we'll have the basic foundation done. I don't have any science or circuits going quite yet, but we'll be ready for it. We'll be ready for it. Just gonna refuel the copper and the other thing, and we're not done with our journey yet. This, I just found a base. There's a single spawner here and a big worm. I don't know why the hell I'm seeing a big worm already. That's kind of odd, especially at a base that only has one spawner. But the damn thing kind of scares me. I make a few repair packs and I'm turret creeping in, trying to get a turret close enough to attack the spawner without being hit by the big worm, but it doesn't look like it's going to end up that way. So I'm just going to repair it as it's getting hit until that spawner gets taken out. Grab the artifacts and make a run for it. And there's a cluster of biters over there. I guess they're preparing to attack, but I'll just leave them be for now. They'll run into my turrets and die. And I figure might as well take out this other base too. It doesn't look like there's any worms nearby. It's nice to have repair packs on ya. I'll be carrying them always from this point forward. Turret creeping is pretty overpowered, but it's kind of the way it's got to be in the beginning at least, until I get some more objects of warfare. I'm going to be doing a little bit more scouting here, because I can see some biters on the edge of the screen. Just going to uncover the map. There's a medium-sized base just down there, and another one to the northwest. I'm not sure how big that one is, but it looks like it could be anywhere, oh, about that size or even bigger. There's no telling how big it is, really. Plus water, back to the base through the dark. Make some more miners. I think that's what I just made, I don't know. Things go so fast on 300% that it's hard to comment on everything in a timely manner, but... Yes, I did just make some miners. I've got 6 in my pocket. And I don't know what the hell to do with this radar. It's kind of in the way. I'll plop it there on the pathway where it's surely going to be in the way, but... I'm gonna have to move it anyway. Here, I'm gonna pump in some copper. But I'm gonna start mining the copper from the top of this patch because it is kind of close to the factory. If I bring the factory down on this edge, it might collide with the copper patch, and I really don't want to build on the ore, which is kind of problematic because, well, that giant copper patch to the west is right in the way. It's right in the way. I need to get that out of the way, and I don't know how I'm going to do that. I might just put down a shit ton of miners and just store it away in a giant storage array and just pull it out later as I need it. But it's kind of a problem. I'm going to have to deal with that at some point. Restock, restock. I'm glad I didn't tear this down yet. I did have my last roll that kind of tore down my starting base a little too early, and then I had to make things by hand because I didn't want to set up my starting base again. I just wanted to go for the main circuit, and that's pretty much where we're leaving off for today, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you next time, where we will start working on green circuits and science and things of that nature and making some products. I'll see you next time.